Right, folks, in this video, you're going to find out how I went from this email to this equity curve and how I could even get it to do $100 to almost 40,000 in the space of a year and a half. You're going to find out how all that played out in today's video. So let's dive in and have a look at this email first. So this was from Stuart. So thank you, Stuart. He sent me an email. He said, Stu again, aka the Unicorn Hunter. Hope all's well. Take it you're familiar with Alex Lera's vacation strategy. In fact, I had no idea about it. Don't suppose you've thought about automating that. It plays out well. However, the problem being that it does so quite often before I, and probably most of the UK, get out of bed. And then being at work, the problem is checking for a setup every 5 minutes. Okay, we're going to see all about how the strategy works in a second. Anyway, mate, I thought I'd push my luck once again, and with you, by all means, feel free to tell me where to go again. Love your channel and Telegram stuff. Also, right, thanks, Stu. Now I finally got around to doing it about a month later, and the results you can see below are pretty good. I'm not going to lie, they've been pretty good, and it wasn't that hard to get these kind of results. So what we're going to do is dive in, have a look at Alex's video. She's been on the show before and done some awesome videos on the show. We're going to have a look at her video, learn the strategy, and then show the results that I've got around the default settings and even the settings that created this equity curve here. So let's dive in. Okay, so this is the video that the strategy comes from. So let's hit play and then see how it works.
Hey guys, my name is Alex. I'm a full-time Forex trader based in Romania. And in today's video, I'm going to show you my go-to strategy that I mainly use when I am on vacation.
So I think this could be Stuart's problem. So she said she mainly uses it when she's on vacation. And I think he's trying to trade it while he's at work. So hence the robot. Right, let's carry on.
Now, as I said, this is my go-to strategy. It is not the main strategy that I use. If you guys want to check exactly how I trade most of the time, make sure to watch the two videos that I'm going to link in the description down below. In today's video, however, I'm going to show you the easiest strategy that one can use. So without further ado, let's see what this is all about. So I have in here gold, the 1 hour chart. You guys know that I like to trade gold, but this can be applied on any other market. So again, 1 hour chart, and we want to put a vertical line on the 1 hour candle that opens at 12 a.m. New York and closes at 1 a.m. New York. Okay. For me, that coincides with 7 a.m. candle in my broker's time zone. Now, what I want to do at this point is I want to take a little rectangle and put it around the 1 hour candle, the 12 a.m. candle, right? The one that opens at 12 a.m. and closes at 1 a.m. So what I want to do now is I want to drop down to the 5 minute. And once we have a 5 minute candle that is going to close above the high or below the low of that 12 a.m. candle. So in here, you don't need a bias. So again, wait for the 12 a.m. candle to close and then drop down to the 5 minute, wait for a 5 minute candle to close either above the 12 a.m. candle high, either below the 12 a.m. candle low. Once that happens, you want to buy if you get a close above it. If you get a close below it, you want to sell. Your first take profit level is going to be 20 pips for gold. And then for Forex pairs, it's going to be 10 pips. After you reach that 20 pips mark, you want to make sure that you are going to take at least 80% of your position. And then you can leave a runner either with stop loss at break even.
Okay, right. So this is the strategy here. So you sort of getting the feel for it. Now, I couldn't automate the whole thing, but I managed to get a lot of it done. So what we're going to do is dive back into the strategy tester and show you how it'll work. Now, if you're loving the show and thinking, where can I go and trade? Why don't you check out my prop firm sponsor, Blue Guardian. Now, these guys have been around for ages. They've been sponsoring Trading Up for over a year. And some of the key features that make them so good is that they've got realistic profit targets. For their challenge phases, it's only 8 or 4%. They also have a scaling plan up to $2 million. And they do profit splits of 85%, which is really high for this industry. They also have quick and reliable payouts and a robust reserve that make sure those payouts are as seamless and smooth as possible. Now, if you're looking to join, go and check them out. But first, grab my coupon code TradingNut, all one word. You're going to save yourself 25% off at checkout. There's a link in the description. Go and click that now. Right, let's get back on with the show. Okay, so let's have a look at how this performs. We're going to go and use the default settings that Alex had recommended. So we're going to put this at, let's go with we'll go with 30. We'll go with 30. So I'm not going to go through the settings here, but basically we're going to look to let's go and have a look at this example here. So this would have been one of the setups. So we're going to basically look to take profits at 20 pips, 80%, stop loss moves to break even, and we've got a runner that's going to get out at 30 pips. Okay, that's kind of what we're doing here. Right, let's hit start, and we'll go through some of these trades and have a look. I think this one gives us a series of losers to start off with. So we'll wait until we get some winners, because you're going to get to see how this plays out once we get the winners. So this box is the candle that she was talking about drawing a box around. So I just did it for the sake of the video so that it looks like you can actually see the box that it's breaking out from. In fact, what we can have a look at if we zoom in a bit is some of these boxes. So wait till that stops there. Right. So this is how it's working. So we've got the box here. That's that candle on the 1 hour chart. This is just closed above it ever so slightly, and we take an entry on that. This one doesn't work out, right? And stop loss has got a buffer below the low of that 1 hour candle, which was her recommendation, which we didn't quite get to in the video. We'll have a look at the rest of the strategy stuff in a second. So let's see if we can get a winner here. Now, I actually turned off from trading Monday, so I noticed Mondays weren't doing very well. So let's see if we can get a winning trade. Right, now, notice here there's no break even, but what we need to do is just let it play out a bit and go back and have a look, and it should paint that break even at some point. There we go. Okay, so we got that take profit at 20 pips. So we broke out from the box, take profit at 20 pips, and then we moved our stop to break even at that point. We got stopped out at break even there. Okay, let's see if we can get a runner that takes that second position as a profit. Okay, I think this, oh no, that one's break even. Okay, so here, this one took a second position as a profit. Now we have to go forward a little bit more because it just doesn't want to draw on here until we get to that point. Let's go back. Where is it going to draw? When's it going to draw it? It's just thinking. Right, come on, where is it? There we go. Okay, finally. So here we go. We had that 20 pip take profit, and then there was an extra 10 pips for the runner. Now, this is what we had to play with. So the other idea I had was like, why don't you just leave a runner till the end of the day? That could have been a really good, trade if the market moves significantly across the course of the day. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one would have hit break even, but you actually see here that one did hit the additional take profit as well. So that's what we've got built in. Let's have a look at the rest of her video to see the rest of that strategy, and you're going to find out how she actually manages the trades. And in fact, I can tell you. So one of the things she's looking for is 2 consecutive colors in the opposite direction. So that's one, and you've got a bull there. Sorry, you got a bull there and a bear there and a bear there. At that point, she would start to get out of that trade or get out of the runner there. So this trade here didn't really go that far. So let's have a look at it.
Straight would have gone. Okay. So we have this candle closing above the 12 a.m. high. Okay. Which is right there. So now what I want to do is I want to take this and put it right there as if I entered at the close of that candle. Okay. And then what we want to do is take this up for 20 pips. So our 20 pips marcation is around there. So that would have been my take profit being hit, or actually that would have been the level at which I would close at least 80% of my position. Your stop loss is always going to be 10 pips below the 12 a.m. candle low, right? So in this case, if that is the low of my 12 a.m. candle, and till here, I would have 44 pips. I want to make sure that I'm going to take that 10 pips lower. So that's going to be 54 pips. Do not get discouraged by the low risk reward ratio, because you guys know already what is my opinion about risk reward ratio. I do not believe in it. What I do believe that matters most is the win rate. Okay. If you can get a high win rate, then I believe that that's all that matters. Okay. So
what we'll do is I'll show you the difference between the high win rate and the slightly lower win rate, but you actually get better results. Okay. Which makes sense, but you can trade this whichever way you want.
this case, we would have gotten a 20 pip in about, let's say in how much? In about 8 5-minute candles. So that's in about 40 minutes, I'd say. Okay, and this went for a total of 30 pips, and eventually it would have taken us out either at break even, either below this swing low, because this would have been the closest swing low to our entry point. Okay, if the market goes in your favor and then you have a higher swing low that is created, then you can use that one to anchor your stop loss right 1 or 2 pips below it. So this trade for
so
today,
this was something I didn't build in, which was the swing lows and moving your stop loss. So I think it was like take profit at that 20 pips, then start anchoring your stop loss or moving it up to lock in. If you're going to take 20, you're probably going to lose a certain amount here or lose a certain amount there. Maybe you break even at that point, but it lets your runner breathe a bit. So I didn't build that in because I've kind of figured that, when I looked at a few trades, it didn't look like it was going to be the most effective way to do it, and it was probably going to strangle the trade eventually. So, but I don't know, it may work really well.
Is already taken care of. So now let's see what happened during the previous day. So again, we're going to take a rectangle.
Okay, so she goes on to explain the previous days and so on and so forth. So thank you, Alex. It was awesome strategy to build, and I think the results are just showing. And this, remember, this wasn't her main strategy. This was just one of the ones that she's shared online for free, and it's awesome. So anyway, that's where we got to. Why don't we have a bit of fun with what you can do with what I've built and see how far we can push this thing. So let's get back into these settings. The settings here are all based around what she set, and it's quite hard to see them. They are very small, but let's just go through them anyway. So they got the setup candle time, you got the breakout time. So you're going to need to work out what those times are on your broker. I just check the candle that she's got in the video against that date in my backtester, and you can then sort of line up the candles and go, okay, that's the candle there that I want to focus on, and get the time from not your backtester, from your MetaTrader 5, 4, whatever platform you're on, CTrader, etc. Okay, so close runner time. So this was something I thought might work, which was closing your trade at the end of the day. And then I had this overall take profit pips. Okay, so this is like you're just going to get out of the whole thing. So this is essentially closing that runner. Then I had a partial take profit pips, which is like going to get me out of that first position. She talked about taking 80%, which is down here. And then also I made it flexible to change the break even pips. So i.e., if you wanted to break even before you hit that first take profit or after you hit that first take profit, then you've got the ability to change that here. And the amount of pips you're going to take for the break even. So the break even might, you could say, if you're going to take 20 pips, break even at 20 pips, you could say, well, I actually want to move my break even 10 pips in profit. So you're going to make some money on that break even if it gets hit. The stop loss buffer as well. So we've got that flexible, so you can change that. Now, she did talk about that initial take profit being 10 for Forex. So you could have that at 10 and then obviously change the break even point as well. So it's kind of flexible. Everything's flexible to change. And then the lots, how much you're going to risk. So I've done it on a percentage of the account. Now, what we're going to do is have a bit of fun and show you that this bot can actually, or could have actually really grown an account exponentially from $100 to, I think it was over 35,000. So let's just have a look at this full default setting. And it's not really default. We're going to, let's make this 1,000. And so we're going to get out at the end of the day. So we're going to take our profit at 20, stop loss to break even. What happens if we get out at the end of the day? This take profit is too far away to get hit, like pretty much every single time. We're still going to take 80%, and we're going to risk 1% of the account. So let's have a look. What are these date ranges? We might just go all of 2023 and to this date in 2024. Now, this is where I did all my testing. What we'll do at the very end is see what it did between 27th of July and the current date, which you can see down here, which is maybe you can't see it, but it's the 9th of September. So we'll go all the way up till September, see if this thing still would have made money during that period of time. So let's get rid of the visual mode and just actually run the back test. We'll also chuck it on Forex pairs as well and see if what she said about Forex pairs will work with this. So I've really did all my testing on gold. So did this thing actually work? Yes, it did. Is that right? No, I don't think it did work. Let's hit start again. All right, here we go. So this test is now, it did do that. Okay, sorry, it did work. So this was where it got to. It's just that I've moved this higher and it looked a bit different. So yeah, it did work. It made $30,000 on that $100,000 account. Now, what do we got here? Yeah, it's a little bit choppy. These are the default settings where they close at the end of the day, and you can see here these massive spikes up, which are where we probably got that trade, get us in, not hit the break even, and get us out at the end of the day. Now, so thinking about that, a lot of these are probably coming back and hitting break even. So what if we said, let's move our break even to 1,000 pips? Okay, right. So at that point, we're really saying we just want to get out at the end of the day. So we've ignored the break even. We're taking 20 pips profit and we're just holding. I've got a funny feeling it's not going to be as good. So here we had 127 was our profit factor, 80% win rate. So we've got that high win rate, which is awesome. Let's have a look. So we're now just taking our profit at the end of the day. So end result was kind of the same. Win rate dropped significantly, right? So we got 54, 56. Our drawdown at 9% was still pretty good. We did make 40 grand profit, 127. So it's all kind of the same, but you just didn't win as often. And I think that break even is counting as a win as well. So you've got to factor that in. But yeah, look, it still made money across that period of time. Let's have another play here. And let's actually take some profit at 100 pips. So gold typically ranges between 100 and 200 pips. So let's go with 100. The break even, we'll put that back in at 20 and see if we get many that carry on from 20 to 100. So we're going to go and hit start. Let's have a look at the graph. Did we beat the last one? We didn't beat the last one. Kind of the same looking curve. We got a lot of sort of sideways movement here. Didn't really grow the account. Not a lot of change here. The win rate was still up there because of the break-even rule, I believe. So it's all pretty much the same. 548 trades. Right. Let's have a look. So that didn't make a lot of difference. If we drop that to 50, so we're going to try and get a bit of profit here. Hit start. Let's have a look at that. Same thing. Didn't make a lot of difference. Right. So what are these magic settings that I had that really sort of grew this thing? Let's have a look. Take profit partial. Okay, right. So what we might do here is we're going to take that out of the equation. All right. So we're not break even. We're just basically going for gold here. We want the, excuse the pun, 20 and then 50. Let's see if we can make that happen. Okay. It looks like it's back to where it was with quite a good looking curve. Same kind of profit factor here. Win rates dropped a little bit because of the break evens not in play, but it's still quite a high win rate, right? So might be something you like there. Stop loss buffer pips, we haven't even played with that, right? So that could make a big difference. We haven't played with that. Probably won't do that in this video. Next thing what I'm going to do is have a look at how it would have performed across Forex markets. Now, we're going to have to change this slightly. So she talked about having a 10 pip take profit, and we'll put the break even back in. And Forex pairs, they're all going to be a bit different, right? So you're going to get some that work well with these kind of pip values, some that don't, because, you know, let's take Euro US dollar, for example. The 10 pips is quite a good move for that these days, whereas UJ, GJ, all that sort of stuff is going to be, you know, 10 pips is bread and butter. So let's have a look here and go, we'll go 50. We'll leave it at 50. We're going to have stop loss. We'll keep that at 10 as well, and we'll leave the 80 in there as well. So let's go and have a look. So this is going to do all Forex markets across that period of time. Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Black Bull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Black Bull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. That's right, get either the Essential, Plus or Premium plans absolutely free, and all you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Black Bull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Okay, so let's have a look at the results here. So the good news is we got a lot of positive test results. Yeah, the profit factor is never going to be that high because of the risk to reward ratio, but you know, it was almost half of the markets that we tested just with these random settings actually made money. Gold is still in there, but we had the GJ, UJ, EJ, and CJ. Is AJ in there? Yeah, AJ's in there as well. So basically all the JPY pairs did work well with these settings. Now I'm guessing if we changed that up a little bit, we could probably get some other pairs where the volatility is a bit different working, because we're all working on pip values and not something that's dynamic. So the good thing is, like, this result here, 22,000, let's actually run that test and have a look. So it was all pretty consistent. I mean, like, that's, it's like, it's not stellar, but it's still pretty good. And the drawdown's 9%, which is reasonable. That drawdown's reasonable as well. A lot of trading. Oh, sorry, that's gold. Yeah, let's have a look at this. UJ, let's have a look. What does that test result look like? Okay, and that's just with an out-of-the-box thing. So Forex pairs can work with this as well, which is verified. So this is looking like kind of a robust strategy without changing too much. Now, why don't we just do this? And then what we're going to do is really put this thing to the test. So we're going to bump this out to, let's go 1,000. If you do it too high, the sell trades don't work because you can't place a stop loss. So we don't go too high here. We're going to try and close these trades at the end of the day. We're going to get rid of the break even. This is probably going to fail, I would say, for Forex. And we're going to still take 80%. So let's run that across all the Forex markets again and see how they performed. Okay, so here we go. In fact, they actually performed better than. Oh, did they perform better? I think they did. Well, I think definitely GJ, definitely performed better. So that grew the account. I mean, we've still kind of got the same amount of markets in here. Gold actually bumped up as well there. So let's have a look here at this GJ. GJ. So that curve kind of looks a bit better by trying to get us out at the end of the day. Let's have a look at some of these trades just to verify that this is what it's doing. Can we get a good one in here? Right, here we go. So let's just jump this down and put our day marker in. So this was a trade here, right? So the day started, we're on a 5-minute chart. We got into that trade. We had the buffer below, probably. I mean, I'm guessing our boxes in here. The buffer obviously kept us in, and we had that massive. In the end, it was a 117 pip move with probably that would have been quite good. So what we could do, I'm not saying that we should be doing this, but if we were to say, we're just going to take a small amount. We're going to take, let's go 40% on that first position. Do we get a much better? No, we don't. I think the 80% is probably the way to go. Keep that win rate high and get out. Right, now we're going to take this thing for a spin with these settings that I had here for gold, right? So this was a gold thing. So what could you do, or could you have done, should I say? It's, this is all hindsight trading. Let's be honest. So we're going to put gold to the test here. I found these settings here, which did produce that curve. Let's just hit start and see that play out. So this was the curve you saw before. The results, when we had a look at the back test, so 1.55 profit factor, made 127,000, 489 trades, 70% win rate, 66 for that. The longs, overall was 68% win rate. And it was, low drawdown, 7.5 is very low. So with that low drawdown and the high win rate, it means that you can start playing with this stuff here, right? So let's go $100 account, and we're going to bump up the risk to 10%. Okay, so this is doable on a gold account. What can you do with a $100 account? Let's hit start, have a look. Okay, it gets ridiculous, right? So if you just let this run and you got lucky with slippage and spreads and all the stuff that you can't see in a back test, then you could have taken that $100 account to, let's have a look at the end result, $38,097. Profit factor still stays intact because of the high win rate. I mean, drawdown is, you'll be getting scared there, right? Well, maybe not. At some point, you would be getting scared. So 50% drawdown, you can't really see where that happens. Maybe it even happens here, and you're thinking, oh, this thing's just going to fall off a cliff. You're still risking 10% of 12 grand. You're risking 10% of $30,000. So you're risking $3,000 for the trade. So keep that in mind. It is high risk stuff. But yeah, look, just having a bit of fun here. The win rate stays at 66. And I'm thinking that may be potential. I don't know why that's dropped. It might be because the can't get orders on that high for some reason. Maybe we max out on the order amount. But yeah, it is just interesting to see. Where do we get to here? So we're doing 9 lot trades at the end. And I don't know if there are any like humongous. No, there's no humongous lot trades in here. But we started off with zero point 0.2. Start off with 0.2. So this is a year and a half, right, folks? But it could be done. Usually, starting off with a $100 balance, you're gonna find that your account will blow 9 times out of 10. Now let's reduce that leverage down, and I'll show you. So, geez, even with 100-to-1 leverage, it still works. I thought it was going to blow. Okay, right. So there you have it, folks. Alex Lera's strategy for your vacation looks pretty damn good. I'm actually going to run this on a account over there on my Telegram channel. So if you do want to see updates on how this performs, and the live market is completely different from these back-tested results, then yeah, you're going to be able to check out the results on the Telegram. So I'll put a link below the video to that. And I might even make this available. If you are interested, please hit me up in the comments and we'll see if I make this bot available to you folks. Yeah, just hit me up in the comments and I'll make a decision on whether or not I just release it to you in one way, shape, or form. Folks, I'm sorry, just realized that I forgot to do the forward test. So I'm going to do that now. Didn't mention it in the video. I rewatched it and realized. So we're going to put the date in here for 27th of the 7th. So 7th, 27, and we're going to go through to the current date, which is September the 10th. So we'll probably only have September the 6th. It's not going to have all the data there for this current date. So that's it. We've got the same settings. Now we just want to see the thing continue on the upward slope. So I've hit start. Let's have a look at the graph. Yep, it did. It was kind of flat, but it did actually end up with a $3,000 profit. What risk are we doing on this? That was just with a 1% risk on that $100,000 account. Now there was one other thing I wanted to try, which was, let's wait for this test to finish, but I was going to drop the balance back down. Let's see if I can stop that. I don't think I can. To 100 and see if you started on a $100 account at the end of that last period, which I hadn't tested until today, to be fair. Would it still survive at a 10% risk as well? So now this is stopped. We're going to check this out and see $100 account. We're going to leave the leverage at 500 to 1, and we're going to increase the risk to 10%. Same settings. I'm expecting this to blow. Right, let's hit go. Let's have a look. Damn it, it worked. I've actually got it to 132. So it didn't blow the account. You know what? I think it is, I was going to say the high win rate. I mean, the shorts got absolutely hammered here, but longs was still 70%. So that's quite a high win rate for longs. It did get down to 39% in drawdown. So let's just examine that quickly here. So that was probably, so it was down there. It would probably even got a bit lower than that, I would guess. But yeah, look, it did make money with that $100 account over the last month. So it could even be done there. Now, look, I did decide of a way to do it. So what I'm going to do is what I did with the ICT bot. I did a video on it ages ago. Now, I'm going to give a limited lots version to you folks. If you sign up, I'll put a link below the video. I actually put a link below the video to Alex's video on the strategy. So if you want to learn the whole thing and see all of her trade examples and how closely this matches it, then there'll be a link in the description for that as well. Folks, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.